It's Mega Millions.
Good evening, I'm Adrienne Walker. It's Tuesday, June 24th, and tonight's enhanced Mega Millions jackpot is an estimated annuitized $326 million. To win the jackpot, you must match all 5 white balls plus the gold mega ball, so get out your tickets. Our first number tonight is 60. Up next, we have 10. That's followed by 18. After that, you have 24, and finally 11. And after your mega ball number is 20. Those winning numbers are 60, 10, 18, 24, 11, and the mega ball is 20. Now, if no one matches all 6 numbers, Friday's jackpot could be $348 million. Good luck and have a great night.
From your local weather authority, here's your forecast first.
Good evening, everyone. Most of the rain showers we had earlier kind of dying off out there, but going to be a warm and muggy night. Here's a live look right now in downtown Terre Haute. We're on the south side of town with the Blackburn Romy camera. All looks good in that area. We had one little shower still left off to the northwest of Terre Haute. Heat advisory, that continues through Friday, so we're all talking about warm weather out there. Current temperatures around the valley pretty much in the lower 80s. We do have some upper 70s in some places. On the Dorset Automotive Doppler radar, one little area of rain there to the north of Crispin or near Crispin, Illinois. That's really about the only thing left. There's a zoomed-in version of that. We'll talk about a chance of a few storms tomorrow and let you know if we see a break from the heat. That's all coming up in just a little bit.
From your local news leader, this is WTWO News at 11.
An inmate at the federal prison in Terre Haute will get additional time for stabbing another inmate. We'll have details. And the Indiana Supreme Court is getting ready to rule on 2 cases filed against TikTok. Why the state's attorney general says the app misled its users and could pose a threat to your privacy.
Meet Paul Thompson, the 2025 First Responder of the Year in Vincennes.
And good evening to you. I'm Patrice Dayton. Mike Tank has the night off. We begin tonight with new information about a fatal accident in Knox County. A woman has died following a crash between a golf cart and a pickup truck. It happened just before 9 o'clock yesterday morning at the intersection of Main and 3rd Street in Bicknell. You see a map there. According to a post by the Knox County Sheriff's Office, when deputies arrived, they found 57-year-old Anissa Everett lying on the ground near a golf cart. She was conscious and alert. The pickup was driven by a 17-year-old who told deputies they entered the intersection first. The collision was said to be at low speed and little noticeable damage was done to either vehicle. Everett was taken to the hospital where her condition steadily worsened and she became unresponsive. She died shortly after. An autopsy confirmed she died from internal injuries sustained in the crash. Authorities remind residents golf carts are not designed for public roadways. They lack street seat belts and other protections, making even low-speed crashes potentially deadly. One person in Casey, Illinois has died in a train accident. The accident happened on East Main near 8th Street this morning. Illinois State Police say a 33-year-old man was pronounced dead. Police say just last week a 19-year-old was hit and killed by a train while riding her bike. This marks the 8th death in the last month and a half in central Illinois. In crime news tonight, an inmate at the federal prison in Terre Haute was sentenced to an additional 5 years in the fatal stabbing of another inmate. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Indiana says Otha Don Watkins III pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and possessing contraband in prison. It stems from an incident in April 2023. Authorities say Watkins was fighting with inmate Carlos Shelton and stabbed Shelton with a sharpened piece of metal. Shelton died from his injuries. Watkins is a 43-year-old from Cairo, Illinois. He was serving a 23-year sentence at the time for charges including aiding and abetting an armed bank robbery. Well, pretty soon, the Indiana Supreme Court will rule on a lawsuit filed against America's most popular app, TikTok. The app is facing 2 lawsuits from Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita. Both accuse TikTok of misleading users and breaking state privacy laws. It also cites harmful content reaching children. The lawsuit was originally thrown out before an appeals court sided with the state. Data shows TikTok made about $46 million in Indiana in 2021.
This case, at least the data case, implicates issues of foreign affairs and federal issues, and in fact, that's why we tried to remove the case. So on that basis alone, it makes much more sense to resolve this case in TikTok's home state, which is the state of California, instead of using one-off state consumer protection laws in an attempt to regulate this business that is subject to federal scrutiny.
The ultimate outcome of this case could serve as a template for how states handle big social media platforms with their own privacy laws. Indiana public colleges and universities will not see tuition increases. All of the state's public higher education institutions have committed to tuition freezes. That's good news. Governor Mike Braun announced the move this morning. 15 institutions making up the higher education system in the state are included. Locally, that includes Indiana State University, Ivy Tech, and Vincennes University. Schools agreed to keep tuition and mandatory fees flat for in-state undergraduate students for the 2025-26 and 2026-27 academic years. State records show this is the first time since at least 2010 that more than 2 campuses have kept tuition flat. First responders everywhere save lives every day, but how often are we thanking them? Our Cole Nobby brings you the story of one local first responder being recognized for his service to the community.
I just try to go out there and help the people, and you know, if I can do better, you know, to make their lives better, or to at least assist their, you know, in helping them, I think I've done my job.
Vincennes resident Paul Thompson has served here in Knox County as a dispatcher for over 40 years. During that time, he has also served on the Vincennes Township Fire Department as a deputy coroner and a former EMT. Now he is being recognized as the 2025 First Responder of the Year.
Thompson says his decades of community service have trained him for his current role, supervisor and lead dispatcher in Knox County.
I've had a lot of years doing this, a lot of years dispatching, a lot of years being working out in the field as an EMT and as a volunteer firefighter. And I think I've taken all that experience and just tried to put it into the dispatch role.
Recently, Thompson answered a call from a resident in the midst of a mental health crisis.
I was trying to put myself in his shoes and see what he was feeling and just kind of talk to him just like I'd be talking to you.
The caller was driving at the time. Thompson stayed on the line with him for more than 25 minutes until help arrived.
Everything worked out great. The officers were able to catch up with him. They were able to stop him and assist that way, and then go further with him, you know, getting help.
Thompson hopes this award will bring more attention for first responders everywhere.
And being individually recognized, I think it brings recognition not only to my colleagues, the people that I work with, but also our organization, Knox County Central Dispatch, our division here in the county government, and just first responders in general.
Reporting in Knox County, Cole Nobby for your local news leader.
The First Responder of the Year award is given out each year by Heaps of Jeeps in Vincennes. They hosted a festival earlier this month, including a ceremony to honor 2025 winner Paul Thompson. 2 local community members each received a prestigious award today. The Rotary Club of Terre Haute awarded the Paul Harris Award to Mark and Terry Bennett. Mark is a columnist at the Terre Haute Tribune-Star. He was recognized for bringing community awareness to the Wabash Valley. Terry is a facilitator for the Vigo County CEO program and was recognized for her educational service.
I'm very surprised and honored by this. The folks here, it's a wonderful gathering of people who do a lot for the community, and to have them look and see something in what I do as significant, I'm honored and humbled.
I love what I do. I love working with young people, and I'm thrilled that people in the community are now seeing what it is that the program is doing, the CEO program. It makes me feel like what we're doing in class is really of value to the community. I love that.
The Paul Harris Award is presented each year to recognize people for their contributions to the community. Coming up, volunteers tag thousands of ducks ahead of a big event. And later in sports, it's a big week for some of the best high school football players in the Valley. Grant Pugh drops by with a preview of Saturday's All-Star Game.
WTWO News at 11 with Mike Tank, Chief Meteorologist Jesse Walker, and Sports Director Grant Pugh. You'll find all your local news on WTWO, your local news leader.